Hi, welcome back to Life is a Treasure podcast. I'm your hostess, Michelle Durand, and this is episode number 55, Menopause Month. So, October is designated as the observant month for menopause. So, every year in the month of October, we're going to observe Menopause Month. At first, I'm just going to start with what is menopause? What are some of the symptoms of menopause? And then I'll offer you some tips and suggestions that could help you to cope with the symptoms. And at the end, I'm going to also offer you some resources, such as a few books and website that I found some great information that helped me during my journey of menopause. I can laugh now, but let me tell you, when I was going through perimenopause, which is the beginning stage of menopause, it was no laughing matter. As a matter of fact, I cried almost every single day. I was extremely anxious, on the edge of my seat. I would lose my temper so quickly. I didn't know what I was going through. I thought I was going crazy, because my perimenopause started early, like at 35. And usually when we go through perimenopause through post-menopause, it's ages 45 to 55, on the average age 51. But for some women, such as myself and my mother, had also gone through it really early. So we can kind of start going through the symptoms a lot earlier than 45. And for me, that happened around 35. I remember going to my doctor saying, I don't know what's wrong. All of a sudden, I'm very irritated, agitated. I lose my patience so easily. I could like bite someone's head off. And he goes, yeah, you're going through perimenopause. And I was like, great. I don't want to feel this way. And he was a man, doctor, but I really, really liked him. He is the one who delivered my children, and he recommended that I get on medicine, which I did, and it definitely helped. So I'm definitely someone that says, if you need to get on medication, get on medication. If it's going to help you, get the help you need, because it will save your life. It literally helped me a lot. And that was like part of the emotional symptoms, but I had a lot of physical symptoms as well. My periods were very long. They were very painful. What happens as we start to go through menopause is that, or perimenopause, is our body starts changing. Our hormones start fluctuating. I mean, it is like up and down. Our hormones are out of whack. That's how I felt. And the hormones are declining. Our eggs are starting to shrink, so that our bodies are not going to produce eggs any longer, and we will not be fertile. So our body is getting ready to go through menopause when we're in that perimenopause stage. And it can last for years, like up to 10 years or more. Usually lasting probably 4 years for most women. But, you're not alone. And, I realized too that some women have told me that they've had a hysterectomy, which immediately caused them to start going through that. And that may be who you are. And so you might be in the middle of this. Maybe you're listening and you have a loved one going through it, and maybe you're a man. Maybe it'll help you to understand what women go through, and how when you understand, knowledge is power, and it's very helpful to help those around you. So I saw this one time and I thought it was really funny and so true. It says the 7 stages of menopause, and it says, itchy, bitchy, sweaty, sleepy, bloated, forgetful, psycho. Hello. Like the 7 dwarfs, but the 7 stages of menopause. Itchy, bitchy, sweaty, sleepy, bloated, forgetful, psycho. I literally felt like a psycho. And I also felt like, is this ever going to end? Yes, it did. So have hope, my dear. If you're listening and you're in the middle of it and you're having hot flashes and night sweats and you're gaining weight and you're moody and people are like, who are you? I'm menopausal. So It's a life transition. It's natural. It's normal. We all have to deal with this, but it's not a disease and it's not a life sentence. Trust me, you will get to the other end of it. You will stop having some periods. You will stop producing eggs and you'll be very grateful. I'm very grateful now. But you can't say that you're in menopause until you haven't had your period for 12 months consecutively. I can remember through my journey, I think I had gone 9 months or 10 months and I didn't have a period. And I thought, oh, I'm done. Finally, I'm done. And I turned 50 on my 50th birthday. I started my period. I was like, oh, is this a joke? But the way I looked at it was, I guess I'm still young after all. So I started all over again. I had to, because you have to count from your last period and then you can't have a period for 12 months in a row until the doctor will say, okay, you're in menopause. And so now I'm going to be 55 and I really haven't had a period since then. So it's been about 5 years. So when I go to the doctor or go have procedures done, they'll be like, when was your last period? I'm like, 5 years ago. I'm like, okay. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel, women. Men, if you're listening, this will end. And menopause is the end. It's the end. But it's not the end of your life. You still have a new life ahead. It's just a transition. But you don't have to go through having periods. But let's talk about as we go through it, okay? So we're going to have hot flashes. We may have we will probably, most likely, have weight gain. Our metabolism slows down, so it's important that we eat less and we move more to keep that weight if we can. But the weight just holds on in some of those places, and no matter what we do, it doesn't want to let go. And that's just part of being in your midlife. And there's a reason for it, and we just have to learn to accept it. We might experience sleep problems. I had night sweats very badly. So I'm going to offer you some tips in a few minutes, but I'm just kind of going over some of the symptoms. Stress and anxiety, which I told you I was experiencing that. I had low energy. I had low mood. I had mood swings for sure. I had hair loss, and the list goes on and on. You can find more information at a wonderful website called menopause.org, and I will link it in the show notes. So, how do we deal with this? As I said, if you go to your doctor, share what you're going through, they'll probably offer medicine. Take that if you feel that you want to try something like that. I definitely recommend. I'm not a doctor, none of that. I'm just sharing from my own experience. Would help me. Exercise is very, very crucial. It helps your mind and your body. Supplements are really, really good. You can research that, which supplements are good for menopause. Therapy is really good. I recommend therapy all the time, probably in every episode, because it allows you to explore and express what's going on in a safe space. So definitely check out for therapy online or in person. So one of the things that helped me a lot with my night sweats was supplements. Yeah, totally. Supplements have helped me tremendously. But also a cooling gel pillow, or even they have cooling gel mattresses now. I found that taking the sheets off of my feet helped a lot. Don't sleep with socks on, because we intake that heat through our feet. So if you can it helped me so much. I thought when someone told me this, I thought that sounds crazy. But when I took the sheets off of my feet, literally my whole body was cooler. I found some nightgowns from Sonoma, and they're cooling nightgowns, and they really, really help regulate my body temperature so the night sweats are not so bad. Using a fan is very helpful. And if you're having trouble sleeping, definitely use CBD oil. Maybe drink some lavender, calming, relaxing tea, or chamomile tea. Essential oils. Lavender is very good for that. You can always reach out to me. I sell Young Living, and I can share some oils that are specific for menopause symptoms or whatever symptoms you might be going through. So reach out to me if that's something you're interested in. But I also put Epsom salt in my bath every night, and a sound machine is wonderful to help just release like your mind from your thoughts. I love having my sound machine on. Yoga is crucial. I believe in yoga so much, and my daughter has online yoga. You can check that out. I can send you the link if you're interested. Let me know. And meditation is really, really good too, to get out of our head space and our mind and just go into our body. Because when we're going through menopause, we want to tap into our body. We want to be aware. This month, I shared a lot about mental health, about breast cancer, breast health awareness, and pregnancy loss. So this all goes hand in hand, and you can feel free to listen to the other episodes this month if any of those topics interest you. So there are a few books that I found that might help you also, and one of them is called The Wisdom of Menopause by Christiane Northrup, MD, and also The Menopause Solution by the Mayo Clinic, Dr. Stephanie Fabian. And there's a lot of books. If you go on Amazon and just search menopause books, they will give you a list of them, and you can read reviews and find out which ones might be best for what you are experiencing. Because we all, as women, have different experiences during our menopause journey, but we all can support each other. And it's very important to bring awareness. This is such a taboo topic. And as you know, I talk about a lot of things that are taboo: abortion, post-abortion healing. But my whole goal in this podcast is to bring our voices to the world, to let us know that we are never alone, that we can all support one another in our journeys. I may be a few steps ahead of where you are. You may be a few steps ahead of where I am. And I always hope that we can shed light and offer our hand and say, come along, I've been on this journey. I know the path. I can help you too. I can give you my tips and my suggestions through my own experiences. That's my heart behind Life is a Treasure podcast. So I hope that this episode may have offered you some inspiration to know that this is not a life sentence, it's a life transition. And this is not a disease. It is a natural human part of life. So make the best out of it, the best that you can. Find support. Support yourself. Self-care is crucial during this time. Get plenty of rest, drink lots of liquids, get fresh air, move your body, go inward, meditate, and know that there is life after menopause. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope you had a great month in October. Looking forward to joining you next month in November for new episodes, and sending you all peace, love, and joy. Thank you for listening to Life is a Treasure podcast. I'm Michelle Durand, and I'd like to personally invite you to join us and continue the conversation in our free Facebook group, Life is a Treasure podcast. The link will be in the show notes at lifeisatreasure.com. You can also find my social media links on the website as well. Please reach out to me and introduce yourself. I'd love to hear where you're listening from and what your biggest takeaways have been. And as we begin to share our secrets, our stories, and our struggles, we find that others can have the courage to start sharing theirs. And this is how the healing process begins. So please help us spread the hope and the healing to others by subscribing, reviewing, and sharing this podcast. And make sure to tag me on Instagram at Michelle Marie with 2 E's, Durand, Durand, with hashtag Life is a Treasure podcast for a chance to get a shout out on the show. And also visit lifeisatreasure.com for all the resources and freebies mentioned. We believe that everyone is equal and worthy of healing and unconditional love. And we promise that if you invest your time and energy to do the inner work, you too can transform yourself and create a life that is a treasure. so you can live authentically, love unconditionally, and laugh wholeheartedly. And until next week, peace, love, and joy.